It's good. There's still no one in chat, so I don't know who I'm asking right now. Alright. Today we are gonna be ranking how strong anime characters would be if they suddenly became blind. Yes, if they suddenly became Stevie Wonder. I don't want to make that joke because I actually like Stevie Wonder, but if they suddenly had, a loss of sight, how strong would they be? Would they still be OP? Would it be a slight nerf? Would they be not as good but still useful? Would they have a difficult fight every time they fought? Or could I spank them? Could I spank them boys? Could me, spank them? Now, I probably wouldn't be able to spank any of these because I don't know how to fight. I'm not really a violent type of guy. So it would be okay. They would probably be okay. First off, though, we have Jinwoo, the man who levels up solo. Now, in his universe, he's on some bullshit. He's always getting stronger. Doesn't matter what is happening, he's always getting stronger. I think Jinwoo, if he became blind, I don't even think it'd be enough to him. I think that system that he has, there would be some way of working with it and he'd still be good. He would still be OP. I don't think he would have any difficulties going blind. So, moving on to Hisoka. Now, the good thing about Hisoka going blind is he wouldn't be able to see any little boys, and that would be very good. And it's actually crazy that you can say that about him. And I love Hunter x Hunter, but whatever they did with this character, why they did what they did, I have no idea. Now Hisoka, I don't think he's even OP in his own universe. Yeah, I don't think he's even OP in his own universe. I do think it'd be okay if he were to go blind. I do think he'd still be able to fight and kill people and do everything that he's done. Bungee gum and all that shit. I think he'd still be able to do all those things. It'll just be a slight nerf. I'm putting him in. It's a slight nerf for him losing his sight completely. Now this boy, I forgot his name, but I know Tokyo Revengers. If you've seen it, you know it's the main character. You know the main character is pretty useless in the show. I mean, the best thing about him is he can take multiple punches to the face and he just won't get knocked out. He won't go down. So you can give him some points for that. If he became blind, however, I think he is completely useless. I think he serves no value. He would just be a time traveling idiot that can't see anything. He would be an easy target, and I could spank that boy. Pause, I guess. But he would not be very useful. Kaneki. Now, Tokyo Ghoul. I have only seen season 1. I've only seen season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul and like 2 episodes, or maybe just the first episode of season 2. So I don't think I've seen like prime Kaneki with his powers and shit. So I don't know how good he would be, but I think he would still be useful. I don't think he'd be OP. I think it'd be more than enough. So I'm gonna put it at not as good, but still useful. I could be wrong about that. I'm kind of lopping right now, but take this with a grain of salt, I guess. Now, Eren Yeager. Me personally, I do not like this man. I do not like this character and what they did with him. But that's just me. And I also don't know how to rank him. I don't know if I'm ranking based off of Titan form, or if I'm ranking based off just human form. I might do both. If it's Titan form, he might still be OP, I don't think not being able to see would affect him too much. Like, especially when you can just control colossal titans and do the rumbling. You don't even need to be there to do the rumbling, really, do you? You could do that blind. They're just walking in a straight line, destroying everything. He'd still be OP in Titan form, but if we're putting him in base form, which in this picture that's what he is, I'm gonna spank that boy. I'm gonna spank that boy and the writer. I'm gonna spank the writer of the show and Eren Yeager. Um, Now I probably wouldn't be able to spank him. Actually, no, I'm lying. I don't think I could spank him because he does know how to fight. He does know how to fight. I know. Okay, they both know how to fight down here. I don't care. They're blind. I'm gonna spank them. Not that I normally would spank blind people, but these two, I'm making an exception for that. Deku. Again, I'm laughing because I have not finished my hero. I have not finished My Hero Academia. I've seen 3 seasons of the show. I don't know how many seasons there are. Is it like 5? I'm not sure. I think Deku, if he suddenly became blind, it would be more than enough to him. Would he still be useful? Nah. I think it'd be every time he fight, it'd be difficult. The only reason why I can't spank him is because he still has All Might's powers, you see, he still has superpowers. He still has his agility, his durability, all those things. But I think it would be very difficult for him to fight if he was blind. I don't think he'd have an easy fight. He'd probably lose more than he would win. But I'm not beating him. That's for sure. All right. Alphonse from Fullmetal Alchemist, one of the best anime shows ever made. If you have seen it, if you haven't, you need to watch that shit. It's very good. Alphonse, this is difficult too because he technically he doesn't have a body in his suit. He's technically blind because doesn't have eyes physically already. If you were to make the suit, no, he doesn't even look outside the suit, does he? He can see in like every direction, can he? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure about that part. Don't quote me on that. I think Alphonse. I think he'd still be OP. Like, I think he'd still be good. I don't think it would be a problem for him if he became blind. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, but if we are saying that he just cannot see at all, like he just cannot see even in his armor or like whatever. He can't see anything. Okay, fine. I have no idea. Cause I would like to think he would still be good and he'd still be okay. So I might just put it in slight nerf. I could be very wrong about that. Because again, it's very difficult for me to rank him again. But we'll just put him there for now. And we'll just move on. And hopefully this will not bite me later on. I don't know. Can't imagine it would. One Punch Man. The man who defeats people in one punch. Saitama. Now, I have not seen the 3rd season because they just lost me as a fan. So I only watched season 1 and season 2. He's already untouchable. If he became blind, I don't think it would change anything at all. Yeah. I mean, he's a bit of a gag character already. So I think he's just gonna remain in still OP. It's gonna do some other bullshit training for 100 days and he's just gonna be fine. Alright, this is a bad look for me because as of right now I cannot remember his name, but he is from Fire Force. He is one of the captains. No, Benimaru. Benimaru. I believe it's Benimaru. Um. Oh fuck. Wait, no, I might be confusing it with something else. Sorry, I have to make sure. Is that his name? Benny Maru Fire Force. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, we're good. It's Benimaru. So here's the thing. Even in his own universe, they don't know how strong he is. Or at least his comrades don't know how strong he is. If you've seen Fire Force, if you've seen the final season, you would know what I'm talking about. They manifested him, like they manifested an evil version of him who is the most powerful in the world, because that's how everyone views him. And he beat his clones as like in a second. Is even how strong other people perceive him to be is still not accurate to how strong he actually is. Therefore, I just think he would still be OP even if he was blind. And based off his eyes, he might already be blind, low key, but probably not. All right, then David from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. If you've seen the show, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I was right there with you. It's a good show, but the pain that it brings. David, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, David without his eyesight, without the steroids, I'm gonna spank that boy. I'm gonna spank him. Sorry, I don't mean for it to sound weird like that. Pause. Then Roy Mustang, another man from Full Metal Alchemist. If he became blind, I'm not gonna lie, his power is so good, like I don't think it would affect him that much. Like, okay, it would affect him because he's blind now all of a sudden, but I think he would adapt. I do want to put him in still OP, but I do think it could be like the smallest nerf possible for him, just slightly. Like, I would still be so happy if he's on my side, even blind. So I'm gonna put him at the top of slight nerf. He could be OP though, but I'm gonna keep him there. Just now, just for now. I probably won't move him, but yeah. Fire Force main character. I'm so terrible with names. Damn. I forgot his name. Should I Google his name as well? You know what? I'm not gonna Google his name, but this dude, if he became blind, I don't think it's doing anything to him at all. He is basically a god already, so he's just gonna be still OP. I don't think anything. It's not gonna change anything. Then Levi, one of the coolest characters I've ever seen in an anime, and this is why I want to spank the writer of Attack on Titan, because what they did to him, it is diabolical. It's insane. It's insane, actually. That's what it is. If he was blind, okay, we're not taking Levi at the end of the show, right? We're not doing that, because then that's just, he's been through enough. We do not need to make him blind, and how he is at the end of the show. We don't need to do that to him. Peak Levi blind. I'm not gonna lie, it might be a slight nerf, or not as good but still useful. Maybe not as good but still useful, because I don't think a blind Levi can fuck up the Beast Titan. Damn, this is sad. This is such a good, such a cool and good character, and what they did to him upsets me. I've been upset about it since it happened, really. So I'm gonna say not as good but still useful. Yeah, I do want to put him higher, I'm not gonna lie, because he's so badass, but I think I have to remember that he is technically just a human in his world. So yeah, but yeah, it is kind of crazy to put him above Deku though. But whatever. That's just how much aura he has that he can be there, and it's not weird for him to be there. Then all right, Maka from Soul Eater. Technically, that's Maka, Black Star, and Death the Kid, but I might just rank Maka. If she became blind, it might just be a slight nerf to her because I feel like with Soul as the weapon, I think she'd still be good. I do think she would still be good. Um, like they would adapt. I feel like they'd be able to adapt. There's some power friendship shit that would happen, and she would still be able to see her opponents as she's fighting them blindly. So I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna put her in slight nerf. Even like for all of them, really. Black Star, Def the Kid. I think it'd be a slight nerf to all of them. Gone freaks. Call me a freak, cause I'm gone. Bungee gum. Sorry, this. I just yeah. Let me keep him away from him. Gone. If he became blind, I'm not gonna lie. the show, the show confused me. The power scaling of the show did confuse me very much at a certain point. You know when Gon became like adult Gon and shit. So it's like I don't know what he's capable of doing beyond that as well. I think it's a slight nerf. I I I don't think it'd be affected very much. I think it's just a slight nerf. I think he could adapt. I did initially want to put him at not as good but still useful, but I think slight nerf. I think slight nerf. Yuji. Just Yuji, and I mean Sukuna I guess is around, but we're just doing Yuji. We're just like viewing him as one person right now. Now Yuji physically is on another level compared to most of the people around him. Where would he be though? You know what? I might put him in not as good but still useful. I don't really have a reason for it. It's just a vibe that I get from him. Because I think it'd be more than a nerf, a slight nerf to him. I do think he would struggle, but I think he would win more fights than he would lose. So I'm gonna put him in not as good but still useful. Then Light, just Light on his own. Now Light, if you take into consideration that he needs to be able to see the people's faces who he wants dead, and then needs to be able to write it down. If you take away his eyesight completely, I'm gonna spank that boy. I'm gonna spank him repeatedly. The only way he could still be useful, and it's weird to say useful because he's a villain, but the only way he could still do what he does is if the book accepted Braille, but he would have to learn Braille first, and he would still need to be able to see the person's face. So unless he's outside touching people and then doing something in his book, and then they die, I mean, he would get caught so easily. So he becomes very useless. And I'm gonna spank him. I'm gonna spank him because he deserves a good spanking. Goku. Now, I don't think we need to talk too much about Goku. I think it doesn't matter what you do to Goku. I think he'll always win. Even blind, I think Goku can still, like Ultra Instinct Goku. Like I don't think it matters. He will still be OP. Gohan, the son of Goku. Now, Gohan, I think would also be OP. Would still be OP. I'm noticing a theme with the Saiyans. I think it'd still be OP. I actually think he would be the one to teach Goku how to maneuver being blind, how to fight while being blind, and just teach him a new technique potentially. I don't know that just because Gohan is as smart as he is. So I'm gonna put father and son in still OP. Killua again, same with the Hunter x Hunter boys and boy lover. I think it'd be a slight nerf. I mean, he comes from a family of assassins. He's quick as hell. He's obviously not the strongest in his universe, therefore I can't put him in, still OP. But I think it'd be a slight nerf. He would still be cold. It's still aura farm, all those things. He'd still be good. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave Gon and Killua there. Hisoka, I might. Nah, because I think Hisoka, he's too crafty. He'd do some other shit. Tanjiro, the Demon Slayer himself. I hate the show, by the way. But I hate it for I don't like it. I just don't like the show. There's some moments I do enjoy, but for the most part, I don't really like Demon Slayer. I don't need to explain why right now. Maybe another time. If he became blind, I would love to spank him. Pause. But I don't think he wouldn't be useless completely. He would not be completely useless. Given the fact that they're fighting like upper rank demons, I don't think he'd be useful. I think it'd be a difficult fight. I think he could still kill like lower rank demons, but the upper ranks and all the big dogs, I don't think he's gonna win necessarily. But he does do some crazy shit too, so he could even still be OP really, but I'm gonna put him in difficult fight. Forgive me if I am wrong, but I also don't care about Demon Slayer, so there's that. Then Assassination Classroom. Again, lopping a bit because I never finished the show. I've only seen like the first 2 seasons or like 1.5 seasons of the show. But given the fact that they cannot ambush him, no matter what they try, they cannot sneak up on him, they can't kill him. Obviously, I know at the end they do somehow, I don't know how, but from what I've seen, even if he had to go blind, he would still be OP. Then Zenitsu, the other Demon Slayer. Now, he is one of the worst written characters I've seen in a show. If he became blind, I actually don't think it would affect him because he's not even awake most of the time when he's fighting anyways. Although now he is starting to get there, right? He's conscious now when he's fighting. But yeah, I think if he was blind, it would just be like going to sleep again for him or some shit. His body would take control, and that would be it. Be a slight nerf. Because I don't think he's like OP, but slight nerf. Mikey from Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. He's very good at fighting. I don't think I could spank him. I think he could, given in the universe that he's in, I think he would still be pretty strong. I think it would be more than enough because they fight pretty dirty. I would say not as good, but still useful. Yeah. Then Thorfinn. Again, I've only seen the first season, but apparently in the second season there's no fighting. I don't know if there's no fighting at all but there's not as much fighting, so I think just going off the first season is fine. I think I think Thorfinn will be okay. No, he won't be. I'm lying. Because thinking about how he had to learn to fight, it was very, like, he could have died multiple times. So if he was blind on top of that, I think, if it's like Thorfinn when he just lost his dad, sorry if you haven't seen the show, it was like that Thorfinn, like he doesn't know how to fight yet, I could spank him. If he knows a little bit, nah. Like, if he knows how to use a knife, it might be a difficult fight for him. Not against me. but just against the people in his world, and he would lose ultimately. Then the great Saiyan Prince Vegeta, Majin Vegeta. Now the thing with Vegeta is he's kind of always behind Goku, right? He's always a step behind. So I think out of the Saiyans, he would be the most affected by going blind, and it could be a slight nerf. I'm not deciding on that yet, but this is Majin Vegeta. For some reason, I don't know, he just has more aura to him. So I think he would find a way to maneuver around it, and he would still be OP. But I do wanna. He could be either it could be on top of slight nerf or at the bottom of still OP. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of still OP for right now, because I think I don't want to disrespect the prince of all Saiyans. Then Edward Elric. Our final character for this tier list, if he suddenly became blind, the man who is a fully metallic alchemist, how would he fare in his world with no vision? I think Edward Elric would still be not OP, just a slight nerf. Slight, just very slight. But more slight than Roy Mustang. Yeah, I think that is the tier list. That is where I'm putting everyone. I'm gonna keep them all there. There's 4 of them that I would spank. The Tokyo Revengers dude, Eren Yeager, David from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and Light Yagami. I could spank him. In difficult fight, we have Deku, Tanjiro, Thorfinn. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And not as good, but still useful. Kaneki, Levi, Yuji, and Mikey. Slight nerf, Roy Mustang, Edward Elric, Hisoka, Bungie Gum, Alphonse Eric, the Bungie Gum threw me off, I forgot the name now. Maka, Gon, Killua, and Zenitsu. And still OP, we have Jinwoo, Saitama, Benimaru, forgot his name from Fire Force, Goku Gohan, don't remember his name from Assassination Classroom, the teacher, and Majin Vegeta, or just Vegeta. But okay, Majin Vegeta in this tier list. Yeah, that is the tier list of how strong they would be if they went blind suddenly. I might do another one where maybe I'll just do like villains only, like pure evil characters from animes. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you for watching the tier list.